Good morning, we are off to see the sisters again, and then stuff. Yeah. Well, that was the longest it has ever taken me to get here, because I ran into one of the guys who goes out to get a newspaper every morning, and he talked with me all the way back about all the saints and some other stuff and health and all kinds of things in English and French, and I think that was Italian. That was fun. So what are these? What are they?
Paper. Some paper. Like اسمه ايه ده؟ leaves inside the rice.
Ah,
And
and
keep
leaves
a meat.
with rice inside and meat. Okay. Okay, so the sisters let me out early because they ran out of things for me to do because I do things too quickly. Anyway, so we're gonna go try to see the museum. I will not be able to take pictures inside. Like, don't even pull out your camera, they will take it away from you. Don't try to take pictures inside this museum. No taking pictures. But I'll tell you about it when I come out. Okay, so this is the museum. I couldn't show you inside because they actually take your camera outside and then give you a number so that you don't accidentally take pictures while you're inside. But I can take pictures outside. Yay! So I stopped at a restaurant to get something to eat, and there was a guy there from America who teaches English in Japan. And so he was pretty cool. He's actually here to ride motorcycles in the desert for 6 days, which sounds fascinating. Okay, so I got postcards, and I wrote notes. Hold on. Okay, so the museum was sort of broken up into time eras, and so there was like Old Egypt and Middle Egypt and New Egypt, which was all still very old. Like, it never got to modern times. It was all ancient Egypt, but broken into those three sections. And in Middle Egypt, the sphinxes had ears. Like, they had the little lion ears, and they were so cute. There were also metal sphinxes in the New Age, which was cool. Or the New Egypt. There were so many cool things. Oh, Rome or Greek. I can't tell if it was Greek or Rome, or maybe a Roman Greek. Anyhow, they used both words in the descriptions. Came into Egypt at some point, and this is showing how little I know about history. Anyway, they look really funny if you dress a Greek guy up in a Roman... Greek guys should not wear Egyptian clothing. They look really silly. Is basically what I was trying to say there. Oh, fabrics. They had fabrics preserved, and Egyptians used to wear plaid and polka dots, which is awesome. hair was also blue. I used to have blue hair. What else? Oh, they had really cool glass stuff. Like, I don't think of Egypt as glass blowing, but apparently they blew glass jars and stuff, and they were really, really pretty. Their clay jars were not as pretty until the New Age. Then they got really pretty. But up until then, it was actually disappointingly bad. It just wasn't their strong point, I guess. Like, their stonework is still gorgeous. It's amazing. And their woodwork is really, really good. And their metalwork is incredible, which I didn't expect. I don't know why I didn't expect that, but I was amazed by that. What else did I write down? Hold on. Yeah, they used to have shag rugs. It was cool. It was also neat to see like a whole bunch of students there, because it's a beautiful museum and it's huge. It's falling into disrepair like most things here, but hopefully they'll put some money into it and get it back up into not falling into disrepair. But there's a lot of students there because it's an amazing museum. But there's like art students like you see in all other museums, but they're all like sketching and drawing these Egyptian things. And a couple of them were doing cool things where they were taking the two-dimensional type drawings that Egyptians do, or ancient Egyptians did, and they're turning them into three-dimensional drawings. And it was neat to watch them do that until they got uncomfortable, and then I walked away. But it was cool. Yeah, so that was the museum, and it was amazing. And unfortunately, all you got to see was me talking at you, but it was cool. And if you come, you should totally spend the money and go to check it out. Okay, so when we order food from Egyptian restaurants, occasionally you end up with random things like french fries and Oscar salt and whatever that is.
That's your...
Yay, random foods. Oh, is that my thingy? Okay. Soda. We didn't order that either. Okay. So that was, what is it's called? Ali. Ali. And this is caramely something. Yummy! So it's called cream caramel. Okay, so one of the observations I made today was this idea of communicating. I noticed it on the graffiti on the wall, actually on like all the walls, and I noticed it in the museum and in the churches, and even with the sisters. There's this need to communicate, and like in the museums, like ancient Egypt was not just sand. They had color, like everything used to have color on it, and gems like put into it, like inlaid gems on things and all kinds of stuff. They had a lot of color, and they had a lot of communication. Everything had words written on it. Everything was used to remember and to communicate what was. And I thought about what is in common with this communication? Like, why are these things needed to be communicated and not other things? And I realized that even though the ancient Egyptians were worshiping a different god than the Christians were, and the graffiti isn't necessarily worshiping anything, but it is showing the power of what they're trying to communicate and who has it. Whether they're saying they have the power or all these deities that the ancient Egyptians worshipped or God himself, it's showing power, and it needs to communicate that power so that we remember it from generation to generation. So I guess what I noticed today was that God is memorable in power. So yeah, that's who God is today. Memorable in power.